Hey, hello everyone. My name is Chris Rabello.
And I am B.A. Yuri. We are founder of Divine Quantum. And today we have a very special guest from Mumbai, India, Sachin Karve. He has healed more than 600 people with the quantum healing technique. And we want to hear more about it. Can you introduce a little bit about yourself, Sachin?
Yes, sure. First of all, it's really a pleasure to be here with the two of you. Divine Quantum, the name itself excites me a lot because the quantum field has a lot of divinity in it. And I'm really glad that the two of you are trying to explore that.
It's our pleasure.
Coming to my background, well, as I said, I'm from the city of Mumbai on the western coast of India. And regarding my background, I'm a mechanical engineer and have done my master's in the field of marketing. But out of passion, for the last 2 decades, I've been in the field of training, leadership training. And these days, for the last 6 to 7 years, along with training, I've been in the field of quantum healing, which is the topic of our discussion today.
How did you get connected to the quantum healing? How did...
Yes. So the thing is that since my teenage, I was always very interested in spiritualism and healing as well. And after my graduation, I did a course on Reiki, but it did not give me the kind of results that I was expecting. And especially not even close to the results that I get when I use quantum healing. It was in the year 2016 that the turning point came in my life and a completely new dimension opened up. I remember I was in a very deep state of silent mind. There was a deep state of stillness, calmness, a feeling of peace. And I would get that feeling, quite often because of the meditation and other things that I would do. But I had observed that this time the stillness was much deeper and it was much longer. So earlier when I used to get into that state of stillness, it would just go away in a short while, maybe for a couple of hours, and then I would be back to normal. But this time I was in that state for many, many days. And I realized that something from within was pushing me in a particular direction. So I was trying to find out what exactly is it that I'm supposed to do with this stillness.
It was like you're being guided.
Yes, I was feeling as if I was being guided somewhere. And that was the time when I realized that I'd read somewhere that this state of stillness can lead to healing. So I was very curious to experiment as to how that healing would happen. And my very first experience in healing was nothing short of a miracle. So I was treating a lady who was suffering from slip disc, and she was in a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. And her doctor had advised her to take complete bed rest. And when I tried the healing on her, practically in 5 minutes, she could feel her bones moving inside her body. She said that she was feeling as if something was shifting and getting into place. And in just about 10 minutes of time, she was fine. And her problem had completely disappeared. And that was something which was very surprising for me. I was never expecting that kind of a result.
Yes.
And that was something which told me that, hey, Sachin, this is where you have to go. And this is something which you need to explore more.
Or more, yes.
Yeah. And my work in the field of training gave me a huge opportunity to connect with people. So everywhere when I used to go for training sessions, I used to just declare to people that, look, this is something which I do and I would like to experiment, and people would be more than happy to allow me to work on their health issues. And that way, in about 4 or 5 years, I got the opportunity to work on maybe more than 500 people. And that gave me an opportunity to experiment with healing with different type of health issues, different people, different kinds of treatment methods. And that is what gave me a lot of insights into quantum healing. Now, I've always been a person with a very scientific mind. So I was not willing to, although people said that, Sachin, this is like a miracle and this is like magic, I was not willing to believe that this was magic. The scientific minded person inside me was always trying to explore what is it that is making the healing happen. It can't just be a God gift, or it can't just be a miracle.
Yeah.
So that is what led me to study the principles of quantum healing. And I also studied some principles of Ayurveda, which is the Indian medicine system, the ancient system of medicine. And together, the quantum theory and Ayurveda, gave a very good explanation of how and why the healing was happening. So a lot of my questions got answered by just by understanding that.
That's amazing. And that's really excited to have you here today, because I think not a lot of people are aware of the power of the quantum physics and the quantum healing and all the power that we have in our hands, and to heal ourselves and also heal other people.
Yes, absolutely. We take consciousness just for granted. We don't realize that as humans, we have been gifted with this thing called awareness or consciousness, and that is so powerful. It can actually create a shift in our reality instantly. So I was in fact very lucky that the lockdown also happened. And the lockdown gave me an opportunity and gave me the time to write my book and to create the online course that I did. Otherwise, my training business would keep me so busy that probably for the next 10 years, I wouldn't have written anything.
That's amazing. So you wrote your book during the pandemic.
Yes, yes. During the pandemic, so I look at it as a boon in disguise. So something which God gifted me in the form of giving me some extra time at hand.
Yes, that's amazing. So how do you think that quantum healing has impacted your life?
Oh, wow. I mean, it has impacted my life. I can't describe how much it has impacted my life. I suddenly got a glimpse of the infinite potential of what we humans are able to do, the potential of what happens when we go down to the deepest level of our existence. And that is what actually motivated me to keep experimenting more with more number of health issues. And there were certain health issues which it didn't work on, or maybe I didn't give it enough time, or people weren't willing to experiment. But it at least gave me the understanding of where quantum healing is working, where it probably takes a little bit longer. And it gave me an opportunity to help people who were in pain. So for me, that itself means a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you think anyone can learn how to heal in the quantum level, or do you think people need to be gifted or have some special traits in order to make the quantum healing happen?
Yes, that's a very good question. In fact, I would, from the first moment, I wanted to believe that this was not a God gift, because when we call it as a God gift, then we assume that this is something which everybody can't do or everybody can't learn. Then you need to be born with it, or you need to have a God gift. So I always wanted to believe that this is something which could be taught. And that is what I tried to do in the last 6 to 7 years. At the earliest opportunity, I would try to teach this to people. And I realized that with just a 10-minute explanation, without anybody knowing the quantum principles or without anybody knowing anything, when I would just explain to them how they could sense the body's communication on their palms and then do it. With just a short explanation, people would go back home and then try it with their family or their friends. And the next day they would report miraculous results. And that is where I realized that we are all born with this ability. We just need to understand how to use it in order to create these kind of miracles. See, we are all born with awareness. We all have the feeling of love. We can set an intention. We can go into a silent state of mind if we wish. So these are some of the basic principles which are required for quantum healing. And I think each and every one of us as a human being have this.
Have this inside within us, but we just have to develop that and learn more about it. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, can you tell about your talks about the 0 point? And the 0 point is something very talk about it in the quantum physics, or what exactly is the 0 point, and why is that? Why is it so important?
Yes. Well, I realized that the reason why I was able to do the healing was because I was in that silent state of mind. And I realized that silent state of mind, state of nothingness, the state which we call as the foundation of the quantum field, is nothing else but the 0 point. It is a state of a very deep stillness, silence, a vacuum where there's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And it is the deepest level of existence of the universe. Any change which is made at that level will immediately result into changes at the levels above it, and then manifest into a change in reality almost instantly. So achieving the 0 point is quite simple. A lot of people make it very complicated. In fact, a lot of people have made meditation also so complicated that most common people feel that it's out of their ability to achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so meditation needs to be made very simple without all the terminology and all the long winding processes and all. And
Can
if
you
we
give
can
us
do
some
that,
tips about meditation, how to get to the 0 point?
yes, there are some very simple steps. We just need to become deeply aware of our body. And then once we start getting deeply aware of our body, you will start feeling a sense of stillness inside the body. And we just need to be aware of that stillness. It's just 2 or 3 steps. I've explained it in my book in a very simple way. And practically in about 5 to 7 minutes of time, anybody can reach that state if they want to. And once it becomes a habit, you can go into that state at your will. In fact, you can live your entire life while you are at the 0 point state.
That is amazing.
So at the 0 point state, if you just have an intention, that intention instantly manifests into whatever reality you want to. And sometimes people get surprised when I just look at their body while I'm at the 0 state, and they start experiencing changes happening. So they ask me, Sachin, you haven't even started the process. You haven't even started sensing our biofield. And I just look at them, they just get into my proximity and they start experiencing changes within them. So that's the power of the 0 point state.
And I feel like that's the main principle of the quantum healing and the quantum physics is tapping into the 0 point.
Absolutely.
Everything is created. Yeah, the vacuum.
The best part about quantum healing is that, like the earlier question you asked, that do we need any special abilities? Well, the beauty of quantum healing is that we don't need anything. It doesn't need attunement like the other methods. It does not need any procedures, no symbols, no rituals, no cleaning up, nothing. So you don't even need to be worried about the other person's illness coming to you.
Yes.
Because you are not doing the healing at all. It's the quantum field which does everything. You just have to present the correct environment to the person who is supposed to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
It's so simple.
Me and Chris were talking the other day how a lot of people are not ready to talk about the quantum physics because they mistaken that part of science, that field, the quantum field, with religion. And this has nothing to do with religion, right?
Absolutely.
It's like a infinite universal power that we all are born with and we all have access to.
True.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are not ready for this, right?
Yeah, people still ask me that, Sachin, do we need to have a belief in a particular God, in a particular religion or something? And I tell them, well, no, that's not required. Till the time you're a human being, that's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yes. Do you think that the root of causes of all diseases mainly starts in the mind?
Well, I would say that it's not that all the diseases have the root cause in the mind. Some diseases might be caused due to a wrong lifestyle, maybe a wrong diet, improper nutrition, exposure to radiation, or even genetic reasons. However, there are a lot of health issues which are caused due to the mind. You see, whenever the mind is in a state of discomfort or dis-ease, whenever we are not at ease, that leads to a disease. It's quite simple. When you are not in ease, that leads to a disease. So a lot of health issues can get corrected simply if we bring ourselves into the right state of mind. And I have seen that quantum healing to a large extent can do that, and thereby deal with issues which are psychosomatic in nature as well.
Yes, so I do agree with you, and I think that by applying the quantum healing, we can clear off some limiting beliefs or some psychosomatic illness that are caused by the mind. And
you see, beliefs are held by the mind. So wherever the mind exists, beliefs can make an impact. But in quantum healing, we work at a level where the mind doesn't exist at all. We work at a no mind state. So even if somebody has limiting beliefs, the the negativity of that limiting belief will not affect the results of quantum healing, because we are working at a level which is much, much deeper than where the mind exists. So even if somebody has a belief block or something, that would not really impact. We will still be able to create profound shifts.
This is so powerful, so exciting to share with everyone about the quantum healing. Why do you think conventional medicines, I know you talk about this in your book, and then people can read more about it by purchasing your book, which we're gonna show them the link later, but why do you think that conventional medicine doesn't always work when healing, when curing disease? If you can briefly explain to people about the atom and the subatomic
Yes,
wave.
you see, conventional medicine often tries to correct things at a symptom level. It doesn't go down to the root cause. So most problems that we actually see as an illness are actually the body's own healing reaction. For example, if a person falls down and injures his knee, then as an immediate reaction, the body creates swelling so that there can be a proper flow of blood and nutrients, and the cleanup can happen effectively. But we look at the swelling as a problem instead of looking at it as a healing indicator. So a conventional doctor would try to treat the swelling, whereas the swelling doesn't need to be treated at all. It's the body's own natural reaction. Or when a person starts vomiting, we look at vomiting as a problem and try to solve it, whereas vomiting is the body's natural reaction for getting toxins out of the body. So we need to look at the body's healing reactions in a completely different way when we are doing quantum healing. I have done a lot of treatment for people with digestive disorders, and then they suddenly start having loose motions, they start vomiting, and they ask me, they say, Sachin, what's happening? We have, there's something going wrong. And I tell them, well, it's not going wrong. It's your body trying to clean up. So please don't stop the loose motions or the vomiting, whatever is happening, allow it to happen and you'll be fine. And that's what happens. In a day or two, they come back saying, we have got cured. We are perfectly fine. So that's where conventional medicine falls short. Now, so far as quantum healing is concerned, we go down to the deepest level of human existence. And a lot of people ask me, what is that deepest level? Well, to give you a simple explanation, if we have to treat any kind of physical problem, we essentially need to go down to the root cause, which means we need to go down at least one level deeper. And that's exactly what happens with the body. So if you want to treat a body, we need to at least go down one level to an organ level. And that is exactly where a surgeon would work. Okay, so a surgeon would work at the organ level. But if you want even better healing, then you need to go one level further deeper into a cellular level. And that is where things like naturopathy, nutrition therapy, Ayurveda, all of those things would probably work at a cellular level by providing the right nutrition and the right conditions.
Cells.
If we want even better healing, then we need to go further deeper to the atom level. And that is where maybe things like chemotherapy, the common conventional drugs and medicines, chemicals that are used to treat, they work over there. If you want even better healing than that, we need to go down from the atom level to the subatomic particle level or the nanoparticle level. And that is where the treatments of methods such as homeopathy would work at the nanoparticle level. And if you want to go below the nanoparticle level for even deeper and better healing, then we need to understand that nanoparticles are created by the collision of waves. So we need to go down to a wave level and do the treatment. And that's what radiation therapy, color therapy, light therapy, sound therapy, or even Reiki for that matter, works at a waveform level. And if you want even better healing than that, then we need to go down below the waveform level. And below the waveform level, there is nothing, absolutely nothing. Only from nothingness, the wave gets created. If there is turbulence, if there is something, then the wave won't get created at all. So if there is a turbulent ocean, you can't create ripples there. But if there is any pond or any water body which has got absolutely still water where there is nothing, from that nothingness we can create a wave. So if we go down to the deepest level of human existence, which is the state of pure nothingness, pure vacuum, at that stage, if we create a change, then that change can have a cascading effect on everything which is above. So we create a change at the state of nothingness, it impacts the wave, That impacts the nanoparticle, that impacts the atom, it impacts the cell, and that impacts the organ. And practically within seconds, we can see movement in the organs, things aligning into place, all those kind of physical miracles that happen can be seen in minutes. The other modes of treatment might take a few weeks or a few months to get treated, whereas here it happens practically in seconds. And that's the reason we start calling it as a miracle, nothing else.
That example that really,
interesting.
yeah, that example that you gave us is really amazing about the water, because if the water is very still, if our consciousness is very still at the deepest level, then any change that we make to it is very effective, right? It's going to cause a lot of changes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In your book, you say love created healing, right?
Yes.
And how did you get to this?
Yeah. When I was working with quantum healing, I realized one thing, that the moment I used to open up the heart space, when I would just open up my heart chakra, the anahat chakra as we call it, that moment the healing would get accelerated. So I realized that our heart is not just an organ, it is not just something which pumps blood into our body, but it is a vortex. It has got a very strong energy field. And if we harness the energy of the heart, then whatever results we are achieving through quantum healing, that can get magnified probably multiple times. And that is one of the most essential ingredient of healing. If we have a feeling of love, and this is not the love which we normally conventionally call as love, this is the deep unconditional love which we have for everything. So just looking at a small little kitten and the kind of love which comes into our heart, or maybe looking at a flower blooming, the heart, the love that gets created, it's that love. And if we harness this love, I have seen miracles happening right in front of my eyes. And if we start working on the heart chakra and open it, I think we can be very good healers. So love is indeed scalar energy. I've used the feeling of love while treating people who are thousands of miles away on the other side of the globe, and it works practically in a fraction of a second. The change starts happening. People start feeling tingling and vibrations on their body just by triggering a feeling of love, deep unconditional love for them.
So just so people can understand, even if you're far away in the other side of the world, you can still help others to heal with the quantum field.
Yes, absolutely. So there's no limitation. Earlier, people would believe that to do a one-on-one session, you needed to go to the healer. These days, you can call up on video call, and just by looking at a person's body and using the quantum principles, changes can start happening practically in minutes. So today, we don't live with that limitation, and luckily, with the advancement of technology, most people do have access to mobile technology and the various apps which allow video calls and all that, and I think we must make use of that.
That's amazing. Yes. How can people learn more about your work, and do you offer virtual healing sessions? And also, where can they find your book if they want to read more about your book, and if they're more interested in the quantum healing, if they want to learn more? Yeah.
Yes. Anybody who wants to learn more about healing can go to my website. It is www.instanthealingtherapy.com. It's a single word, instanthealingtherapy.com. And on this website, the link to my book is available. My book is on Amazon. It is published on Amazon Kindle. And the link to my course is also available on my website. My contact details, my email address, and everything is there, so they can connect with me. And it's not only for the sake of consulting. If anybody wants to have information about quantum healing, I'll be more than happy to connect with them and help them out with healing themselves. Usually my objective when people approach me for consultation is that I don't want them to be dependent on me for the healing. So usually my approach is that, well, instead of I doing the treatment for you, why don't you learn it and do it for yourself? So that way you don't need to be dependent on me for the healing sessions. But I do offer
Amazing.
consulting on video calls. So if there is somebody who is in a state of health where they are not able to learn it and then do it on themselves, then I would be more than happy to help them on a video call.
Yes, that's an amazing and beautiful work. What are you doing? And especially spreading that knowledge, that insight that you have, because you were guided definitely
Yeah.
to share this, this.
Yes, I would love every human being on this earth to have this technology with them. Nobody should ever have the need to visit a hospital or to undergo any kind of surgery ever in life.
Yes.
We should be able to heal ourselves with the infinite power that God has gifted us with.
That's amazing. And it was an honor to speak with you today, and we are really happy to help to share this message with everyone that's interested in this subject. And I know that throughout the years, this is going to be a subject just going to spread and grow more and more. So yeah, we are very thankful to connect with you and to be able to learn more about quantum healing. We actually read your book and we enrolled to your course, and we are in love with it, with everything how you put out the words and how you explain it. I think that everyone should definitely read about it and learn a little bit more about it. Despite of any religion or any beliefs, they should definitely read your book.
Yes, at least they should experiment with it. So I would urge people to at least experiment with it to see what they can achieve. And I can assure people that once they start seeing the results, there would be no turning back. They would simply be pulled into the magic of the quantum field.
They can see with their own eyes the magic of the quantum field.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was really a pleasure to be here connected with you and to share these things, because I know that this is a way through which my thoughts can reach the rest of the world. So for me, this means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate for you being here with us.